What's up, YouTube? It's Warsabers. Bear with me, I'm a little bit sick right now, so I'm going to try to get through this demo video, but I have got a Warsabers Katarn here for a client that I actually met through my other hobby, which is firearms training and shooting and all that. So it's pretty cool to get somebody from that, you know, directly comes up to me like, hey, I actually kind of wanted a saber. So it was really cool, very personable. But the you know, Outcast and the Dark Forces games, those were some of his favorite games. I think Jedi Academy and Outcast in particular were some of his favorite games, and Kyle Katarn being one of his favorite characters. So he went with this hilt, and we decided to lightly weather it just to make it look like it was a little bit used. He didn't want too much done to it, but, you know, just gave it a little aluminum black treatment with some sanding on the grips. I actually really like the high points being sanded down like that. I think Benji's over at Nerf Herder Customs, his was like the first example that I can think of a, you know, Kyle Katarn hilt that was weathered very well. But the next section, all these brass rods, they come out. It's a very well-made hilt. Disassembles very well, so I was really pleased with that. Made me really want one myself. But yeah, these pommel cube things come out, and one of them has a D-ring. It's replaceable with like a normal one like the rest of them. You got your, see if that focuses, your in-hilt pixel LEDs right there for the blade connector. Bottom is your power, top is auxiliary. If you want to put the battery in your saber, you unthread it from here. It does unthread from down here, but you'll never need to do that because there's a speaker pod that stays in there. As you can see, there's the Smuggler's Outpost PCB set there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the rest of it is down in there. So, that right there. So the chassis is completely removable. The section with the buttons stays up in there, so you just get the board, battery, and that PCB right there. So when you want to put your battery in, spring side is your negative, which is this flat side. Goes down in here. Positive up top towards where the speaker would be. And you're not going to hear anything, obviously, because the speaker is not connected. So what I actually like to do, if you want to take it back out, I also just kind of give it a little bump. You got enough to grab onto. I like to put it, since these pins are sticking out up here, I like to put it in here first and then put your battery in. Just makes it a little safer because you don't want to touch those pins to any metal and short anything. So you can just thread your grip section back on. And it is that easy. You just press the bottom for power. Some features of the saber: you can hold power for a second release for quotes while the saber's on.
Kyle Katarn, charge set, ready to clear.
Pretty cool. There's a lot of quotes on there, so you'll have fun kind of going through all those. Top is auxiliary for blaster deflects while the saber's on. Excuse me. And then you can, I think this is lightning block. You can hold auxiliary and bump the saber. Whoops.
I'll see you on the dark side, Jan.
Maybe I'm wrong.
To my own heart.
Huh. I'll have to give you a detailed list of all the instructions. I might be kind of blanking on some of them, but so that is another one. You can hold the auxiliary for a second release, and that's like a battle mode to where you can swing and do blaster deflects. It's really cool. And then you can just press it again, turns it on. For music, you hold the power for a second and release while the saber's off. So you're in the selection mode right now. You can twist to go through different tracks. Press the power again to lock it in. You could turn the saber on. You can just hold down for a second and release to turn it back off. Tap auxiliary to switch through the different fonts. There's 3 on here for the different games that Kyle Katarn comes out or features in.
Let's see what this saber can do.
Jan, how about a lift out of here? Whoa!
Okay, there we go. So to do that little like lightning block, you hold power, tap off. The blade will react.
That was a little too close.
And then one more font.
Kyle Katarn, at your service.
This would be Jedi Academy.
You're sure? Guess these mercs didn't want us here.
And I don't even have the volume turned up all the way, so this isn't even the full potential of the saber. So I'm going to actually change the camera angles now to show you a little bit of the blade demo, but just to get a close-up of actually inserting your blade. It's very simple. On this side of the saber, you have a retention screw right there towards the top. So you insert your blade until it kind of bottoms out. You don't have to press in too hard, but then you just tighten down the retention screw gently. Don't need a whole lot. So there's a lot of different effects. Here's some clashes. So let me go ahead and flip this camera around to give you a better look. All right, so here's the blade. You can also change color if you ever want to. You can hold auxiliary, which is the top, and tap the bottom.
Red, orange red, dark orange, orange, gold.
Tap power to lock it in.
Red, orange red, dark orange, orange, gold, yellow, green, aquamarine, cyan, deep sky blue, Dodger blue.
You can help by staying here and completing your training.
To take your blade and battery out, it's very simple. You just loosen the retention screw. You can just pull the blade right out. And then take the battery out. You just unthread the grip just like you did before. Pull the chassis out. And then, like I said, I like to just kind of give it a little bump. It'll pop out like that. You can pull it right out. Your saber does come with a charger for 18650 type batteries, and it accepts other size batteries too. But included with your saber, you're going to get actually 2 batteries, so that way you can have the other one charging while you're using one and switch around if the battery ever gets low. It does help to take the battery out when you're not using it. It'll help save the juice in the battery. But other than that, it's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And as always, if you ever encounter any issues, please reach out to me. I'll definitely be available to help and get that all figured out. So And by the way, this is my personal battery. Yours is going to look nice and neat. This is my demo battery. But anyways, thank you for your commission, and I just appreciate being able to work on this saber for you. I was very excited to be able to handle this one in particular. Like I said before, it makes me really want one. It's just a beautiful, beautiful hilt. And I definitely really love the character too. So definitely a pleasure. Got more sabers to come. So as always, if you guys want to stick around and see more, there will be more out shortly. We've got some pretty cool ones coming up. So as always, may the force be with you guys.